Right, okay, we're gonna get started. I'll edit all that stuff out from the beginning before I post it on the group. And we're gonna talk about, let me get on here so I can see what I'm doing. We're going to talk about corner to corner crochet. Let me see if I can zoom in a bit. Yeah, can't. Oh no, too much actually. I need a better setup than this. Right, that'll do just for now. So I'll zoom it in a bit closer when we start crocheting. So this is the kind of effect that you get from corner to corner crochet. It's quite pretty and it crochets up really fast. The only stitches you need to know are chain stitch, double crochet, US double crochet or UK treble crochet, and a slip stitch. That's it. That's all you need to do. So I'll have a quick chat about the types of things that you can do. So this is a traditional corner to corner where you start literally in one corner and you're working diagonally across the rows like that. That just gives you an idea of the type of thing that you can do with the corner to corner. So that particular one there is from Nastasia.com on YouTube. She's got a really good tutorial there on how to do it. So the other thing that when you're doing corner to corner is that you may come face to face with some kind of chart or graph for doing your work. And as you can see at the bottom here, it says odd rows are the right side of the work and even rows are the wrong side of the work. So you're going to start where it says 1 1 and you're going diagonally. Then when you get to the end, you'll, on this particular one, you're changing colour because it's like an ombre effect. You'll change colour, you will turn the work and you will do the next row going that way, and then you will come down and you will do the next row going that way. That's a real simple, just one line of each colour. If once you get used to them, they're quite easy to follow and you can, you know, cross them off as you're going so you don't lose track of where you are in your work. So that's just a real basic example of a corner to corner graph, and what kind of thing you could expect to be looking at. So that's that. Then this one here, we're just going to very briefly touch on it. This one is corner to corner in the round. Slightly different technique, but the basic principles of it are the same. It gives quite a nice effect. And obviously if you do it like that so that you've got a diamond shape in the middle like so, you end up with straight edges. If you actually did it like that, you could still work it in the round, but you could do it so that the pattern was that way, and then as you can see you would end up with these crinkly edges. So it's quite versatile. You can do it whichever way you like, whatever suits you. So that's that. And then this is basically an example of a corner to corner graphghan. You can actually get this on the internet. There are tutorials for it and everything like that. So you can make your own graphghans. This one is actually on the internet, but you can actually just take a picture, and there are software programs and apps for your telephone and things where you can upload an image and it will convert it into a graphghan for you. So it's quite versatile in the fact that you could do like script, or you could do any design that you wanted basically, using this corner to corner method. And like I say, the beautiful thing about it is that it really does crochet up fast. So that's fab. So we'll put those to one side and we'll make a start. I'll go quite slow on the first few stitches, just so that you can you know, if you're not sure of the basics, you can catch up. So I'm unraveling my wool and let's get going. So I'm starting with this. Again, I'm using this chunky Women's Institute yarn just because it's not necessarily that great for crocheting with, because it is quite there's a lot of wool content, but it is good for doing tutorials because it is nice and chunky. So what I'm gonna do, let me try and zoom in a little bit more now that we can let's see where we're at there. How's that work? Yeah, that's better, isn't it? Or do we need to go even closer? Yeah, maybe a little bit. Okay, so this is where we're starting. You're going to start with a slip knot. And always for the corner to corner, there are principles which I'll discuss as we get to them in terms of increasing, decreasing, changing colours and things, but you're going to start with a slip knot and you're always going to start with a chain of 6. What I normally do is when I get to 1, 2, 3, I nip it, then go 1, 2, 3 again. Then you are going to make a double crochet into the 4th chain from the hook. So yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. So that's your first double crochet. You will then, in the next 2 chain stitches that are left here, you will do another double crochet. So yarn over, pull through a loop, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and the same again. So that is your first little block of 4. So on increase rows, we've started with 1. Now if you think that's like that way on, you know that for your next row you're going to need 2 squares like so. So on an increase you will always start with a chain of 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, and same again. You're going to double crochet into the 4th chain from the hook. And the 5th and the 6th. Okay, so now you've got your 2 little squares which are not joined at all. So at this point you turn your work, and at the top here you've got your chain 3 from where you started making it, and all you're going to do you need this square to join to this square, so all you're going to do is slip stitch into that chain 3 space like so. So there's 1. Now obviously we need another square here, so we're going to chain 3. Everything's in 3s or 6s, so we're going to chain 3, and then into this chain space we are going to make our 3 double crochets. And that is your second row complete. Now this row we want 1, 2, 3 blocks, so it's an increase row. We've going from 2 to 3. So same as before, you're going to start it on an increase. You will start with a chain of 6. And you will do a double crochet into the 4th chain from the hook, and the 5th, and the 6th. And again, you turn the work like so, find your chain space,
I don't know that one.
slip stitch into it. Oops, she says.
I don't know that.
Alexa, quiet. I've got no idea why she's talking. Right, so there's our first square on this row. So what we need to do now is another square here and another square here. So we're going to chain up of 3, then we're going to 3 double crochet into this chain space here. Okay, that's your next block done. Find your next chain space here, in here, and slip stitch to it to join the blocks together. Chain up 3, and then put your 3 double crochets into that chain 3 space. So what we're going to do is, we've got 1, 2, 3. Now what we'll do, just to show the changing of colours and then how to decrease, this is just going to be a small square. So we'll do this colour for one more row and then we'll change colours. So we will go next row, we're going to need 4 squares. 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's an increase. So we chain up of 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, here we go. With 4, 5, 6. Go into the 4th chain from the hook and make a double crochet. Same in the 5th. And same in the 6th. And once again, you will turn this work, find your chain space, slip stitch into it, then make your next square, chain up 3, make 3 double crochets into this chain space, Okay, there's another square done. Need to join it to this one by slip stitching into the chain space, chain up 3, three double crochet into the chain space, okay, that's the next one. Then you find your next chain space here, slip stitch into it, chain up. Did I slip stitch there or did I single crochet? Oh no, I did slip stitch, couldn't remember. Right, okay, slip stitch, chain up 3, and then make your 3 double crochet, oops, yarn, split it, so on this last double crochet I'm going to start it, I'm going to pull through 2, and then on this last stitch I'm going to leave that like that because I want to change yarn colour. And the way that you bring the new colour yarn in is very simple. All you need to do is get your new colour, and when you start the double crochet, do your first yarn over, pull through 2, and then when you get to the last pull through 2, just add in the new yarn colour and pull the new colour through, because we want our next row to be in this colour. Now if you want to, you can just loosely tie these, oh, look at the back, just loosely tie those 2 ends just so that they don't go anywhere. You will weave them in later. So this is the final increase row that we're going to be doing. We're going to do 1 row of 5 pink, and then we'll change back, or shall we? Well, it doesn't matter, we'll stick with pink I think, and do and then decrease down so we've got a square. So it's an increase row, so same again, we're going to start with a chain of 6, 1 2 3, nip it there, 1 2 3, and double crochet where you're nipping, which is 4th chain from the hook. Yeah, double crochet in the 5th, and double crochet in the 6th, okay, then turn the work, find your chain space, slip stitch into it, chain up 3 to make your next little square, 3 double crochet, then we're going to slip stitch into the top of this next square, where the chain space is, chain up 3, make your 3 doubles into the chain space, That's 2, 3, slip stitch into the top of the next square, chain up 3, three double crochet, slip stitch into the top of the next chain space, chain up 3, three double crochet, sorry if you can hear the cat snoring. He's absolutely zonko in the chair next to me. He's making quite a lot of noise about it. So, okay. Right, so now we have got 5 in this row. And as you can see, it really does crochet up fast. Now what we're going to do is come down and finish off this square. So you don't want another square coming off here. So what you need to do is turn the work and ignore the first double crochet, slip stitch up the side into those 2 other double crochets, which brings you out near the top. Then you're going to slip stitch into your chain space as you would on any other row. Oops, she says, dropping it. And then you're going to put your chain of 3. You're just doing your normal squares now. Chain of 3, and then 3 double crochets into the chain space as before. Okay, so we're now working into, we need to join these 2 together, so we're slip stitching into there. I need to pull out some more yarn. I'm struggling. Right, okay. So yeah, we've slip stitched into the chain space. So we're going to chain up 3, and then we're going to make our 3 doubles into this chain space here. Oh, I dropped that completely. I split the yarn in 2. So there we have our 3 doubles. Again, just continuing the same along to the end of this row. Slip stitch, chain up 3, make 3 doubles in the chain space. Two, Okay, next chain space here. Oops, she says slip stitch, chain up 3, 3 doubles. Okay, so now as you can see we've done 1, 2, 3, 4 on this row because we are decreasing. We do the same, attach, we slip stitch into the chain space from that stitch, but we are now, we're on another decrease row. So for this one, to make it into a square, we only need 1, 2, 3. So what we're going to do again is, whoops, where am I? There. And we're going to turn the work, and we're going to ignore the first single crochet, but we're going to slip stitch into the last 2 double crochets from the row there. And that brings us here to our next square. So as usual, you'll slip stitch into the chain space, and then you will do your chain 3, and you will do your 3 double crochets. Slip stitch into the chain space, chain up 3. So I'm just going to rattle this off now. We've got finished this row of 3, then we've got a row of 2, then we've got a row of 1, and then that is it for our square. 2, 3, slip stitch, yeah, I was trying to single crochet there, thought I was, chain 3, 3 doubles, then right, that's our last one for this row, but we need to attach it by slip stitching to there. Then we will turn our work, and we will slip stitch to leave the first one, slip stitch to the second and the third double crochets from the row there, and then obviously we need to slip stitch into our chain space. Drop my wool, chain up 3, and then we're going to do, we've got 2 squares to do on this row, so we're going to do 3 doubles into the chain space, attach by slip stitching. Oops. chain up 3, three doubles, slip stitch to there, turn the work. So we've only got one square left to do, so again slip stitch across the top, did the next one that time. Oh, I didn't. There we go. So we're slip stitching into the chain space there, 2 plus that one, and so same again, chain up 3, make your 3 doubles, and slip stitch to that square to join. Then you can pull your yarn and fasten off and give it a bit of a pull around and shape, and as you can see, it's got a nice lovely texture to it, because you're alternating the rows, and so the texture is really pleasant. And there it's, you know, that's what, probably 5 by 5 inches. So my squares are obviously about 1 inch square roughly, and that's how quick it works up and how easy it is. So hope that's been useful for you. That we're going to knock it on the head for today. And any questions, you can drop me a message. Obviously I'm going to edit all that bump out at the beginning where I was trying to get set up, and then I will put the video into the group media in under videos, so you can have a look at corner to corner crochet if it's something that interests you. I kind of like it. All right, that's it for today, ladies. Bye for now.